Outside the Pentagon, CNN's military affairs correspondent Jamie McIntyre. And Jamie, you got very close to where that plane went down.
That's right, Judy. A while ago, I walked right up to next to the building. Firefighters were still trying to put out the blaze. The fire, by the way, is still burning in some parts of the Pentagon. And I took a look at the huge gaping hole that's in the side of the Pentagon. But from my close-up inspection, there's no evidence of a plane having crashed anywhere near the Pentagon. The only site is the actual side of the building that's crashed in, and as I said, the only pieces left that you can see are small enough that you could pick up in your hand. There are no large tail sections, wing sections, a fuselage, nothing like that anywhere around.
Pull it. And they made that decision to pull, and then we watched the building collapse.
That's the third. Down it went.
If you could plan, I mean, the absolute worst case scenario high-rise mission, I mean, you had it on 9/11. There were numerous secondary explosions taking place in that building. There were continuous explosions.
Most people have never seen this angle of the first collapse at the World Trade Center on 9/11 simply because there isn't much to see. The action is hidden behind WTC-7 and the other tower. But what's important in this clip isn't what we can see, it's what we can hear. We can clearly hear an explosion. And that's where this rabbit trail begins, ladies and gentlemen. Most of the videos of the first building collapse are edited so that you cannot hear the explosion. Here's an example. In that FOIA NIST clip, they jumped right into the collapse so that you wouldn't notice the boom. And in this chopper clip released to the public, they skipped right over the initiation sequence and jumped into the scene after it's pretty much done. And so that brings us back to this first clip. It's our opinion that they brought the chopper right over the towers to help mask the sound of the explosion and to blow as much smoke right into the angles being used by cable television. Oh yes, there are so many things left unexplained when it comes to 9/11.
You see that blowout? That's a gun.
Imagine the explosive force necessary to blow a person straight out of a window. And it's just that window without any of the other windows or floors being affected. 9/11 deserves a second look. Not only for those that went through it, but for the millions of lives that have been affected ever since. Because if an explosion brought those towers down, then the whole thing's a mass deception. Remember, the people that told you about WMDs in Iraq were the ones who told you who did what on 9/11.
investigate 9/11, and 9/11 was perpetrated by people within our own government.
If you're listening to this, you are the resistance.
The North Tower of the World Trade Center collapses to the ground in approximately 10 seconds. 200,000 tons of steel, 106 cubic yards, 43,600 comprised of 47 steel box columns, and we are told that these massive structures were destroyed by 10,000 gallons of jet fuel.
We have found explosive material in the dust. Now the next step is to find out who did it.
Building 7, a 47-story office building hundreds of feet away, burns controllably over a few floors and suffers structural damage to its south face before collapsing completely to the ground at near free fall speed.
All this time, I'm hearing all types of explosions, and the firefighter that took us down kept saying, "Do not look down."
Although the collapse of Building 7 was clearly a phenomenon and further investigation was needed, the building's steel was removed from the site and destroyed. 9:37 a.m. Arlington, Virginia. American Airlines Flight 77 crashes into the Pentagon. An amateur pilot who was unable to control a Cessna in August 2001 executed this nearly impossible maneuver in a 757 with skilled precision a month later. To date, we have not seen a single piece positively identified as Flight 77's. 10:03 a.m., Shanksville, Pennsylvania. United Airlines Flight 93 allegedly crashes into an abandoned strip mine at 580 miles per hour.
Any large pieces of debris at all?
No, there was nothing that you could distinguish that a plane had crashed there.
There is zero historical precedent for a large commercial airplane and its passengers completely disintegrating upon impact, regardless of speed, cause, or crash site. September 11th was not just a terrible tragedy that took the lives of thousands of innocent people. It was a violent and aggressive seizure of power and a transformation of both foreign and domestic policy. It was an American coup.
We saw the towers for the ashes like they were laced with bombs. And ever since we've been at war like Genghis, calm and Venus for a fascist world state. An Orwellian nightmare where rights are stripped bare. Get prepared for the future of wiretaps, cameras on every corner, black-water sharpshooters with scopes locked on ya. The Patriot Act has us watching our backs in front like they're here to save us while they're on the attack. And we act like we didn't see it coming from a nation built by theft and genocide. Gunning down opposition, listen, worldwide is well known. Let them know